Guys, I got a new plugin. Today we're going to be looking at AirEQ by EOSys. It's developed by the same guy that developed all of Steven Slate's stuff. Let's check it out. So one of the first things I wanted to look at when I got this plugin, the strength and the character. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the plugin. You have EQ, bands, meter, analyzer, input, fast, infinity, LR, MS, solo left, solo right. And over here you have your bands. And actually I'm going to turn some of them on. Let's say I was EQing something. So let's say I'm happy with this, but I feel like maybe I'm overdoing it. So you could come to strength and you could bring down the overall EQ. Strength is basically going to allow you to mix your EQ with your dry signal. Let's say you wanted more of something. Normally you would have to go back to each band and boost them until you get that desired effect. But with this, it would allow you to completely boost the overall effect. But let's say you only wanted to really boost the highs or maybe the middle. You didn't want to affect the bottom, so you could exclude it. So you could right click here and exclude from strength. So now when you mess with this, you're really not affecting this particular band, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at character. Character is really interesting. So you have water, neutral, and you have fire. Now if you take a look, as you can see, when I move these, they're all being affected. But let's say you only wanted to affect a certain frequency. You could do that. So we're going to come here, we're going to hold shift, and now we're only adding character to that specific frequency, which is pretty neat. So let's try it again. Hold down shift, and there you go. Or you could do it this way. You know, whichever way you want. The next thing, this plugin is pretty customizable. So let's say you don't want to see this analyzer. You can hide it. And you could do it this way, but I prefer doing it with the actual analyzer / looking at the curves. So then over here you have these meters. If you want to get rid of them, you can. Basically customize this the way you like. So over here we have analyzer. Basically it's a frequency analyzer. You know, it's a pretty cool thing. I like to keep it on. I have individual plugins that do this alone, and it's pretty neat to see a plugin that has this built in. There are multiple plugins out there that do that, but it's a pretty cool feature to have. So now we're looking at the band types. You got step bell, bell, and shelf. You know what? I'm gonna do a full reset. So over here you have air. So if you turn it on, check it out. Nice. And you have earth. And over here you have low cut, which I use all the time. You could also change it from 6 dB to 12 dB. So there you go, guys. That's AirEQ. If you want to try this out, check the description. You can have that information there. Also, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. This is Ray, and I'm out of here. Later, guys.